Hi, I'm Will McLemore, president of McLemore Auction Company, and I'm really excited to tell you about 23 original works of art that are going to be sold in our February 2011 sale. I've asked Katie Patterson, a longtime auction associate of ours, to come and tell us more about this unique consignment.
Well, we have 4 different pieces that we're going to be talking about today. The first one here is an original colored etching by Bernard Buffay. It's hand-signed and hand-numbered. This artist in particular was a post-war expressionist that was a part of an anti-abstraction group titled L'Homme Témoin, popular in about the 1950s.
What does that mean?
It means man as witness. So they were more into depicting realistic compositions as opposed to the abstract artists such as Picasso and others at that time. This artist in particular was extremely popular with the middle class or non-academic lovers of art for 2 different reasons. One was that he was able to make multiple etchings of a given work of art, which allowed for them to be more affordable for just middle class families. And the second has to do more with the art trends at the time. Because abstraction was becoming more popular, the elite and the academic lovers of art were trying to really push that as the main true art. However, that took more of a conceptual understanding to fully appreciate abstract art, as opposed to this, that middle class families could just basically appreciate on face value.
So recognizable forms as opposed to complete abstractions.
Right. He was even quoted as to say, painting, we do not talk about it, we do not analyze it, we feel it, which is almost opposite of what abstract artists do, because they want to talk about it, they want to analyze it. His etchings have been reproduced after his death. The fact that this one is hand-signed and was produced while he was still alive makes this work of art a lot more valuable.
When did he die?
Tragically, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, and about 10 years ago it had gotten so bad that he was no longer able to paint, and he committed suicide. So we don't actually see a lot of his works anymore. So collecting his art and the value of his art right now is actually on the rise. So
that's a tragic story. I see that this is number 88 of 120.
This one, the fact that it's out of 120 is extremely valuable. The fact that it's an etching makes it more valuable, and the fact that it's colored and hand-signed, they're all going to be more valuable. This work is actually by an American impressionist named Henri Plisson. He is actually...
French name, but American?
Yes, he is. He was actually born in Omaha, Nebraska as Patrick Ryan.
Really?
Yeah, and adopted the nom de plume the pen name as Henri Plisson when he started creating works of art like this. He lived in Spain for several years, where he honed his artwork and gained a lot of experiences there from which he paints. He is known for making very vibrant and radiant compositions by using rich, warm hues contrasted by cooler tones, which seem to move your eye around the canvas.
How many paintings by this artist are in the sale? Is this the only one?
This is the only one, and actually it's a limited edition serigraph on canvas.
Really?
Which you wouldn't guess by looking at it because it looks like a painting, but creating a serigraph on canvas is also quite labor intensive, and as you can see, it's numbered I think 11 out of 50.
Oh, I see. It is numbered right there.
Yeah.
And there's a signature.
Mm-hmm.
Did he actually sign that?
Yes, he actually signed it.
He actually signed it. It's numbered 11 out of
50.
Okay.
So very few of these were made, and for a serigraph, that's really unusual.
I would have thought this was a painting looking at it.
Yeah, I know. And as we talked about in the last video, we know serigraphs are quite labor intensive, and the fact that there's so many colors in this one, it makes it very special. This artist actually said, or was quoted to say, that what you're doing in Impressionism is looking at one thing but painting another. He says, I am painting a visual echo of what I see. And in this case, this is titled Mediterranean Sunrise, except we actually don't see a sun anywhere in the composition. It's actually up right there right up next to you, and the reflection of the sun on the boats and the shadows in the water, that is the visual echo that he is actually painting. Now, this one is an original oil on canvas by a French artist named Jean-Pierre Dubourg. He was born in Rouen in 1949 and was popular during the 1980s. He won multiple awards during the 1980s and is exhibited in all the top salons of France. He is known for being able to capture the subtleties of light and color of the given seasons, and really imprisoning that light that the great Impressionist masters were so good at doing.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, this one might be late spring, early summer, everybody's out having a great time. But really he does, as you can see in the clouds, really does capture that light within this canvas. So it is really just a sunny day on the beach.
I can see the brushstrokes looking very closely at it.
He's often compared to the Impressionist masters.
Is he still living?
No, he is not. He passed away in 2006.
Okay. That's a great subject. Very festive.
I know. It makes you excited for summer.
It makes you feel like you're sitting out there. I know it's been cold with all this snow.
I know.
It makes me wish I was on that beach.
Okay, so this is an original acrylic on canvas by French artist Francois Ledon, or he goes by his Breton nickname, which is Fanche.
Mm-hmm.
And he started painting in 1968 when he was in Paris, and really raised to popularity in the 1980s. He's featured in collections by such prominent people as Jacques Cousteau, Jack Nicholson, and Prince Albert. And he's also done projects for Nissan, Esso Exxon, US Air, and Mitsubishi, and a bunch of other top companies. This one in particular is actually a part of, in the 1980s, he started doing what he calls interior-scapes,
Mm-hmm.
in which you can see obviously is an interior, but he also includes paintings of the great masters or modern masters within his spaces. So if you look around, we have right here on the wall a Paul Gauguin, and also a Monet, and Renoir's chrysanthemums, and other couple modern sculptures. And then of course we have Notre Dame in the background.
And this is one of how many paintings by him?
We have 10.
10.
10. And a lot of them are about this size. A couple are a little smaller, but they're mostly landscapes and these interior scapes, as we discussed before.
Are they all acrylic on canvas?
Yes, they are all original acrylic on canvas, and they're all framed in this gold frame.
What a collection. It's
Yeah.
rare for this many artists to be offered at an unreserved auction, I'm sure.
I know, yeah, it's exciting.
Katie, thank you so much for telling us about these works of art. I really appreciate it. I learned a great deal. Thanks for joining us with this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope you found out more about the wonderful consignment of fine art that we have in our February 2011 auction. These works will sell to the highest bidder, regardless of price, without minimum bid or without reserve, like everything else at McLemoreAuction.com.